Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Raw Recap brought to you by WrestleBuddy. Of course, it is yours truly, the Drip King. And boy, oh boy, did we get a good old show tonight, baby. I didn't see very many Triple H haters tonight. I'll just leave it at that because tonight's show was big old chef's kiss right there. I don't think they get much better than this as far as just your basic Raw episode. It's not your go home show. It's a regular show. And like last week, I said last week's show wasn't terrible. It was just a go home show. So I expect more. I don't expect that much tonight. I expect a good show, and they exceeded. It was a great show, and I cannot wait to talk about this stuff. Let's get these things going. I need to know what the KO and see. Oh man, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. What up, David? Thank you for joining me. Looking good, babe. No, babe, it is always you that is looking good. This has been the best episode of Raw since Paul's first 3 weeks. Solid wrestling, short hit comedy. Yes, very, very good episode tonight. I was very, very happy with tonight's episode. Like, extremely happy. I've been watching clips from USA Tweets. I got all the deets. You don't need the tweets because I got the deets. Just listen up to me. So, the show opens up and we see the Usos, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn showing up to the arena together. They're all having a good old time, except for Solo. Solo's just still kind of doing this, which again is interesting to me since we all know that there's something happening. What it is, we don't know, but something's happening. And the Solo is interesting. Wow, live. Yeah, we live and you here. So thank you for joining me. Stay with the show, ask some questions, talk to me. I don't care, man. Just stay with the show. I'll if you don't know what happened, that's what I'm here for, to fill you in on the haps. But one part about the Solo thing, yes, I do remember last night, which we talked about Solo possibly being the one to dethrone Roman. Tonight, I did catch something. I didn't see anybody else talking about it. I didn't tweet it because I know people be taking my stuff all the time and then they run with it and then I don't get the credit I deserve. So first time it's going to be said is right here. Solo Sikoa during the entrance of this show was giving Sami Zayn a side eye. They're all having a good time. They're all doing this. Solo's doing this. I got to take the glasses off so you can see. It's like we're doing on the positive. Solo is kind of doing this. Like something ain't right there. Something ain't right there. Don't know what it is, but we will see. Interesting indeed. Yes, it was interesting. Again, maybe I'm just reading into things because I'm just so invested at this point. But I do think it was there. If you happen to go back and watch it and you see it, you could be like, "Oh, Jimmy was right." If I was wrong, let me know. Let me know I'm crazy because I'm dying to know. Trader. It could go one of two ways, though. I mean, I have theories. I'm not going to go into my theories tonight. We are going to just talk about the show because it was really, really good. He was not having it. He ain't there for fun. That's for damn sure. But anyway, that was just the opening. We get the Raw, the intro and all that. Then the show starts. Out comes Becky Lynch because the man is back in town, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even mind the last version of Becky Lynch. But I ain't gonna complain, bitch, moan, all that. We got the man back, and that's what it is. She comes out and immediately just goes right into the crowd and starts cutting her promo, talking about all the stuff that's happened since she's been gone. Bayley interrupts, of course, because we're going into a Bayley-Becky Lynch feud, which, thank you. I'm all for that. I wanted it at Mania last year. We didn't get it not last year, but the year before. Didn't get it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We're getting it right now, and that's all I'm at because those are the two top 4 horsewomen, in my opinion, and I cannot wait. The promos between them are going to be mwah. The match is going to be mwah. Everything about this is going to be mwah. And it doesn't even have to involve a belt. That makes it even mwah, mwah, even more chef's kiss all the way around. It's so good. So good. But Bayley's like, are you talking a big game for someone who's up in the crowd? And the dudes that were involved with Becky Lynch's promo, they having the time of their life. That's what Becky was doing. She's getting the crowd just completely hype and involved. The crowd tonight was you to MVPs because the crowd was great tonight. But then right when we about to get the Becky Lynch, Bayley brawl, whatever, here comes Dakota and Io walking down the steps behind Becky. So Becky says, you know what? Screw it. And she just goes and attacks him. She just starts beating him down. Bayley joins in. It's a brawl. They go all the way to the concession stand. Becky Lynch holds her own. That kind of sucked a little bit because that makes Damage Control look kind of a little weak. But Io, I think, was wearing a neck brace, and Dakota's injured, and Bayley's hobbling on one leg. Becky was fine. So injuries play a part into it. I'll overlook it. I don't want to see it happen continuously. But that's that. Good way to open the show, though. Got the crowd hype, got them involved, and they was ready to go for the rest of the night. After that, we get Rhea Ripley versus Mia Yim. They kept saying Mishin, but they also say Mia Yim, so I'm sticking with Mia Yim. I don't like the Mishin name. I thought it was weird. We were going to get this match tonight. They didn't like hype it up or nothing. I was like, that's kind of weird. But once Dom got involved, AJ came out, and then a big brawl happened. OC comes out. Judgment Day comes out. Big brawl. And then AJ says, we're going to do this tonight. 4-on-4. That's right. The complete stable against the other one. So 3 dudes, 1 girl against the 3 dudes, 1 girl. Awesome. I wish I would have done this at War Games. It would have been really cool, but it is what it is. The match, there's no commercials in the first hour, so there's no commercials during this match. And boy, did it help. Because if this match had commercial breaks, it would have went almost 3 segments, and it would have just kind of taken me out of it each time we went to commercial break. Because even though they do picture-in-picture sometimes, I have a hard time keeping attention. Didn't have to happen tonight. It went all the way through, no commercial breaks. It was awesome. The match was borderline great. I'll put it that way. At the end, Mia Yim ends up taking the pin to Rhea Ripley. I'm not mad at it, though, because it was literally just a clusterfuck of nonsense at the end where this person was getting this person. It was just bing, bam, boom, boom. And then she just got caught. She loses. It is what it is. It doesn't hurt her at all because, again, the match was awesome. Everyone looked good. That's what you do. The beginning of the show reminded me of those AEW Dynamite shows I used to review, in which I was like, man, the first 30 minutes, if it's awesome, I'm in for a ride. But if you don't catch me in that first 30 minutes, it's done. Tonight, they completely caught me on Raw, and I was nothing happened after that. They go to the commercial break, come back. Street Profits have returned. That means Montez is out of the boot. Good deal. Thank you. They're talking about returning, and then in comes Alpha Academy. They start running their mouth. Chad Gable's like, I've been here doing business while you've been doing that, and I've asked for a match with you guys tonight because I knew you were coming back. So we're getting Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. We've seen it a bunch of times. It's always a good match, so it is. I was willing to see what they're going to do. That's all. It was a safe first match back for Montez. I'll say that. Mia versus Rhea, then OG versus Everyone looked good, got the time to shine. Yes, very good. Very good match. I was very impressed. Like I said, it was borderline great. I don't know what could have made it great. It was very entertaining. So Street Profits Alpha Academy later on tonight. Then next comes out the Bloodline. 1 second. When it's hot up in here, I got to turn the fan on. So Bloodline, they make their way out. And that they're just talking about there's no cracks in the foundation now. Jimmy does the handshake with Sami Zayn. Everything's good there. Then he goes to do it with Jay. He goes, hey, I know we haven't always gotten along. I know you haven't even liked me, but everything's good now. And he goes to do the handshake, and Jay says, and they hug. And then Jimmy comes in and they hug. And then they look over to Solo like, come on, hug. And the Solo's like, they're trying to get him to crack. That's what they're doing. They was getting crazy. It's all good fun. But before Solo could crack and before he could join the hug, Kevin Owens' music hits. And Tidy, if you're listening, this is where it gets heartbreaking. And maybe it's just me. I don't know. I'm super invested in these guys. I have been forever. But so Kevin Owens comes out and he goes, man, I don't even care anymore about you, Sammy. I just don't even care. The lines I wrote down. He goes, I'm not mad that you turned on me because I get it. I've done it to you many, many, many times over. Many times over. And you did it to me first, and I can't be mad at for you. And he goes, honestly, I'm happy for you because you're finally getting the recognition you deserve that you've earned for all these years. And I'm truly happy for you. He goes, but honestly, I'm just done with you. He said, hold up. I don't want anything to do with you, Sammy. And that right there, I was like, my heart dropped. I was like, no. Then he said, and then Sammy basically grabs the microphone and says, you know what? I same thing. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want to share a ring with you. I don't want to be in the same ring with you. I don't want to do anything with you. I'm done with you, Kevin. So basically, they both were just like, there's nothing else for us to do, and we want nothing else to do with you. And we know that's not the case, but to hear it was a very Kevin Owens came across as a very sincere person, because I'm sure he was sincere in the fact that he's very happy that Sammy's getting the shine that he deserves. But to not want anything to do with it, man, that was like, no, bro. Not even when y'all hate each other, y'all this. And it's excellent segment from Owens and Sammy. Again, they bring abs A+, 100%. The realism is what it was. When Sammy seriously looked like he had conviction on his face, Sammy looked like he was angry. Like, and this plays a part into the main event, so we'll get to that in a little bit. You got to stay tuned for the whole show so you know where I'm going with it. But Kevin was getting so real. I was expecting to say our time in ring. I don't think they'll mention the El Generico thing, because El Generico isn't supposed to be Sami Zayn. So I like that they don't bring it up, because El Generico is off helping foster children. So I like that they don't bring it up. We know. I would like them to eventually, reference that they've had time in Ring of Honor other places. Don't bring up El Generico, though. Just don't do it. But yeah, Sammy came across as mad. Like, how dare you, Kevin? How dare you tell me you want nothing to do with me? And it almost seemed like his reply was based on what Kevin said. Not that was how he truly felt. He goes, if that's how you feel, that's how I feel too. And the whole segment got me. It was beautiful. It's the best part of the show, hands down. You could have guessed that from the beginning when the show started. What's Jimmy's favorite part? The part with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, dummies, of course. Yeah, there you go. Orphanage. Eamon was his last sighting. That's where he's still at. So don't bring up El Generico. Oh, good. Yes, there's hope. Again, watch the rest, because the main event, some more shit gets real. We know we're definitely getting more matches between them. They'll probably feud another 2-3 weeks if I was to put a timestamp on it. I would say 2-3 more weeks. That's gonna happen. But after that, basically what Sammy says the same. KO tells Sammy, he goes, I just want you to know one thing. As many times as they give you the hug, or as many times as you call them family, they're never going to be your family, Sammy. And I hope you know that. And then that's when Jay grabs the mic from Sammy and goes, you're just jealous because you ain't got a family with you. And then the match sets up later tonight between Kevin Owens and Jey Uso in the main event. Again, I'm not usually a fan of them making main events during the show. That should be set in stone before the show starts. But when you have a story this damn good, I am willing to throw rules out the book. Like, just throw the rules out the window. I don't care. Let the story go. This is the only case I'll allow it. If a story is so good, I'll throw that out the book. Just give me a good story. The only problem with this is there's no bigger stage until Royal Rumble at this point. So for this to go on another 2 months, almost 2 months, no, thank you. They can just have a great main event match on Raw. Let it build for 2 weeks. Promote it a week ahead of time. Give them that. That would be good. But the main event worked fantastic. Yes, the main event was fantastic. But we will get to that. After that, they show Candice LeRae walk through the back, and she's back. So they showed her taking the beat down from Damage Control, and then they showed her walking. She talked about how she's back and she's not taking crap from them no more, and yada, yada, yada. And that was it. After that, we go to Riddle and Elias, and they're being interviewed. And Riddle's like, hey, Elias, remember that time we did blah, 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 blah. And Elias like, yeah, that was last week, man. I remember. Just more Riddle goofiness, and it just breaks my heart too, that this is how far Riddle's fallen back down the card. But then the Usos walk up, and then Elias challenges them, and is like, y'all won one match. Y'all been together for like 2 weeks, and you're already challenging the Usos for the tag titles. That doesn't make any sense to me. I know it'd be good because Riddle and the Usos have really, really good chemistry, and Elias has actually shown me a lot since in the, I think 2-3 matches he's had since he's been back. I like him a lot more than I did before. I liked him before, but I like him a lot more now. It just doesn't make sense to get a tag title shot already. They won one match against a team that pretty much everybody beats, but it is what it is. The Usos said, you can't handle us because you are the twos and we are the ones. After that, we get the Alpha Academy versus Street Profits. They win a good match. Where's this at? Nope, that's not it. Right here. It's nice to see the Profits back. They look good in another match with Gable and Otis. Yes, it was a very good match. That's all it was. It was a very good match. Dawkins is looking great. It's like he's slimming down, and then Montez is jacking up. They almost the same size at this point, which is crazy. But they both look good. The match was good. Chad Gable's phenomenal. So, and Montez, everyone involved is great. So you know it, and they have a lot of chemistry. It was a good match. If you've seen it, though, and you don't have time, you don't have to watch it. You've seen the match. Street Profits win. Then we get Austin Theory time, and he comes out, and he's cutting a promo, and he's like, yo, I'm not a kid no more. Nobody better be calling me a kid no more, because I am the now and I am the forever of WWE. And this tonight, the Austin Theory era begins, because I am now a 2-time United States champion after beating Seth freaking Rollins and Bobby Lashley at the same time. He's super comfortable on that microphone, and he's only gonna get better. All day. That's right. Austin Theory, he don't miss. He really don't miss. He's like Mello. He don't miss. Doc, come on. Doc has been trained. I didn't know that, but you can clearly tell that man has been putting in work. He really took offense to the shit that we were saying with, well, not me. I've always said Dawkins was awesome. But the people were like, Montez is going to be the star of this group, and Dawkins, I hope he can find his way. Dawkins took some offense to that, and he's showing it because he's really good. He's showing that he's trying to do everything to take the next step, and I really hope the best for him because he's awesome. I like him in the ring more than I like Montez. I've said that a million times, and I'll say it a million more. I think he's better in the ring than Montez. Montez just has the look and the charisma, and that fucking frog splash is unreal. Other than that, I'm a Dawkins guy. But back to Theory. So he says all that, and then out comes Seth freaking Rollins. And I just got to say, yo, what? WTF, bro? What are you wearing, Seth? I don't even know. This is the first time I've seen this man wear some stuff where I was like, you know what? This might not have been it, man. He went crazy with it tonight. But you do you, man. You do you. And he comes out and he says, you got lucky, blah, blah, blah. If you want to fight, we can fight anytime. We can fight right now. But before any of that, he says, I just want to congratulate you, kid. Austin Theory did not like that. And he says, I'll fight you, but we're going to do it on my time. We ain't doing it now. And he walked by and he just, the shoulder bump on him. And then that was the segment. It's an effective segment. I don't think it was too, I think it was perfect for what it was. I'll say that. It didn't need to be better, and it wasn't bad. So the fact that we're going to continue on with Seth and Austin Theory, I'm all for, because please, Seth Rollins obviously is awesome, and Austin Theory is only going to get better by working with someone like Seth Rollins. Seth rated back. I think he raided Nikki Bella's closet, because I think Nikki Bella has worn something like that shit before. No joke, I really think she has. He says, I ain't your kid. Damn straight, Theory. I ain't your kid. After that, we get a Miz interview right before he's like walking backstage, and he's got a cast on his hand. He's got a bag, and they're like, what's in the bag? And it's money, because he's supposed to give Dexter Lumis the money if he loses tonight. But he goes, I can't wrestle. I've hurt my hand. And then Adam Pearce says, Miz, stop with this nonsense. It's not even the right hand. And then Miz is like, no, so he got busted because Miz doing Miz things. I like Miz here. Again, when he's bad, I'll tell you he's bad. But when he's good, I'll give him the credit he deserves. Tonight he was on it. So Adam Pearce basically says, get your butt out there to the ring. because you're having the match. So next up, Dexter versus Miz. If Dexter wins, he gets that bag of money that he's earned. I don't know how you force that kind of stuff in wrestling because it had nothing to do with wrestling to begin with. But whatever, it is what it is. The match was fun. And if Dexter wins, he also gets the contract. The match was fun. This was the perfect way to introduce Dexter as far as like his first match on the main card, because it was just kind of mayhem and nonsense, and that's what fits him best. He ends up winning in the end. He hits a slam, chokes him out, and he wins. He takes the bag of money. He starts handing it to kids as he's walking down the aisle. He's like, $100 for you, $100 for you, $100 for you. He gets to the last kid, then Miz attacks him, and then he goes over and he takes the $100 back from the kid. And when I say I howled out loud, that shit was funny as hell. That's a true heel to the core. He said, "Oh, you got $100, kid. I'm gonna take that back." And that kid's face was just like, what? Then Johnny Gargano had to come make the save, and he gives the money back to the kid, and the kid's happy. And then Miz goes, and then Dexter and Johnny Gargano share a thumbs up, and that's a segment. It's a good segment. I enjoyed it. If they continue with Seth Theory feud, they have to continue with the Ruthless Theory character. It works big time for him because it suits him. And there's no way, I don't see why they would, because it's been so awesome. And that's just, I think that's just going to be who Austin Theory is going forward. Good on Adam Pearce. Yes, I like when Adam Pearce shows up periodic. Like, I don't want him in every show because he's not needed on every show. But in a moment like this, put him in there. So Dexter fighting for a contract but has a WWE entrance theme. Little things. Yeah, he has an entrance theme because he's like, hey, I might be here, so here's the song that you're going to play because I'm wrestling for you. I need to have a theme. That makes sense. I don't. That's the things you need to look too much into, man. I can't stand Austin Theory. You know what, Dalton Nip? I can't stand you either. That's what I say about that. These guys are whack. Who, man? It's fun. I'm not praising them for the wrestling ability. That's damn sure. I just think it's fun. That's me. I think it's fun. D, you giving it D? That's crazy, man. You don't like fun though. Yeah, you don't like fun. That's all I can say to that. But on to the next. Candice versus Dakota. Was it? Yeah, GMs is less more. Yeah. Like, he don't need to be there every week. But when something's getting out of hand, show your ass up and tell him what it is. That's what he needs to do, and that's what he did tonight. So it worked. Candice versus Dakota. Candice attacked Dakota during her entrance. She's like, I ain't even waiting for this B. And she just straight up attacked her. They had a nice, I ranked it. It was, though. It was. You're literally the only person I've seen complain about it, though. So, so that's that. And again, Candice and Dakota, I really enjoyed the match. They gave these girls plenty of time. Dakota was selling her injuries from War Games. Candice got a much needed win. She needed that shit. So everything about this one was awesome. I think Candice did an awesome job. Dakota did a great job of selling her injuries and all that, but still fighting like she should. Austin Theory is the damn straight. He's about good. Yeah, he is. I'm not going to knock him. Like, you like what you like. You enjoy what you enjoy. If straight up hardcore wrestling is your thing, then, hey, Raw ain't the show for you. But tonight, there was some good stuff for everyone to enjoy. So that's why he enjoyed tonight's show. Me too. But yeah, so Candice won. I enjoyed the match. After that, we go to Alexa, Asuka, and Bianca backstage, and it literally starts off with the Bray Wyatt thing behind Bianca. I don't know if I give it a C+. I guess that's not terrible. I really enjoyed it. I thought you might be upset that Dakota lost again, but hopefully you understood why she lost. You're a smart dude. You figured it out. But the Bray Wyatt thing showed up behind Alexa, and then she was basically non-existent for the rest of the interview. They're talking about Bianca, and she's like, yo, Becky was the perfect fifth candidate, blah, 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 blah. And then Asuka comes in, she does what she does. And I'm like, yep, keep on going, Asuka, because you funny as shit. And then they go to Alexa, and they're like, what do you think, Alexa? And she goes, oh, huh? She like snaps out of her little trance, like, huh? Yeah, Becky was a good call. And then that was it. So that was that segment. It was kind of not needed. I think it was more to just push the Alexa thing. And I just want to point out that when everybody was talking, Alexa's going to turn on Saturday. Made no sense to turn on Saturday, fools. That doesn't work that way. You don't turn her then. She is going to turn, though. It's going to happen. I thought it would happen tonight. They just teased it a little more. And then everyone thinks it's going to be Bianca and Rhea at Royal Rumble. No, it's not. It's going to be Alexa and Bianca after she turns on Bianca. You know what? I'm just going to start saying I have a source. My sources are telling me that I am correct in saying that it's going to be Alexa and Bianca for the title at Royal Rumble. Not Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss. And I go back to the Elimination Chamber last year, in which it came down to those two girls, and they had really good chemistry. Alexa doesn't have chemistry with many, but for whatever reason, she seemed to have pretty good chemistry with Bianca. So I'm excited to see it. Alexa needs to be heel. I would prefer her to just kind of be the goddess character. Whatever she goes to, we'll see if she makes it work. I'm excited to see it, though, because it's new. So Candice could not lose. She needs to gain some cred with the main roster crowd where they likely. Yeah, exactly. This Alexa will be slow. And it's been slow, but it's going to get kicked up. Yeah, my sources. Exactly. My sources. I can't name my sources because that's what we all do. Can't name our sources, but my sources are telling me that I am 100% correct. It's going to be Alexa and Bianca. And when it happens, I am going to laugh in the face of a certain so-and-so. That's all I'm going to say about that. And now we're going to move on to the main event because it's Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. And a different version, a hybrid version. That's what I think. Let me talk to my sources and they'll fucking confirm with me. It will not be the Lily Doll holding Bray Wyatt fiendish. It won't be that Alexa. It won't be the goddess. I think it'll just be a hybrid. I think the Bray Wyatt stuff is just triggering something in her, like PTSD stuff, and she's just gonna snap. I think that's what it's gonna be. And her and Bianca will have a really good match at the Royal Rumble. That's what's going to happen. Not my prediction anymore. It's just what's going to happen. My sources said so. Yeah, I'd say hybrid too. If me and David are agreeing, then that's a good sign. And tidy. See, that's the Trinity right there. The three different fans, they're all agreeing. That's a good deal. Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso. Now, on my podcast with Tidy last night, I was literally talking about how I think false finishes are a cheap trick to make people think a match is better than what it really is. But I think they can be used in a very effective manner. Tonight was the perfect example of how you are supposed to use false finishes. Because Kevin Owens isn't just fighting Jey Uso. Except for mine are real, because my shit, I'm going to... where was I? Okay, so Kevin Owens was not just fighting Jey Uso tonight. He's hurt, not physically, because he did get hurt physically. Jey Uso hurt that man tonight. Mentally and emotionally, that man is hurt, and he is out there fighting almost for a Sami Zayn at this point. And I know it sounds crazy because he literally was just like, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. But yes, he is fighting for Kevin Owens, which is why he was taking the beating and he just would not stay down. He refused to stay down because he wants, if anything, to show Sami Zayn, you can do this without them. That's what I got from this match. Maybe I'm just pulling shit out of nowhere because I'm just so invested in all this. This story is just that damn good where I'm like, oh man, maybe that's what it is. But that's how it came across. And again, earlier, they broke your heart with the whole realism to like, I'm happy for you, but man, I want nothing to do with you no more. And I'm like, dude, you can't do that. But then Carol's like, you're right, I can't do that. I got to fight for this man. I got to fight to win this man back. And whereas Sammy was rooting on Jey the whole time, we get to the end. Kevin got his butt whooped. Jey whooped his ass. This is how you put on a main event. Excellent job, boys. Top 5 WWE match, possibly top. That's crazy that you put it that high, but I'm glad you did because, man, the story involved with it was so damn good. I wish we would have gotten the like we did with the Judgment Day versus OC. There was no commercials. I wish we got no commercials with this one because that's how good it was. Damn Kevin. No, we ain't saying damn Kevin because he's fighting for Sami Zayn at this point, and that's why we say go KO. So towards the end, obviously they're gonna get involved. Jimmy jumps on. Kevin super kicks him. Jay comes at him. He starts fighting him off. The ref pulls Jay off so that Kevin can get in. This is where it's interesting because the entire time, Sami and Jimmy were together on one side of the ring, and Solo was separate from them. The rest of the whole match, they were separated. Interesting. I don't know why that is the case, but that was what they were doing, and I was like, why? Then at the end, Sami's over there where Kevin's on the apron, and he kind of steps back. And then Solo has to come around to trip Kevin Owens up. And then while it's happening, Sami's just back by the barricade like, oh. And then Kevin Owens rolls in the ring. Jay comes in. He tries to do something. Kevin reverses it. Boom, stunner, 1, 2, 3. He pins him and gets out of dodge. And then they kind of went long. So they went there was no like, what's happening after? They literally roll credits. We're done with the show. Perfect way to end the show because you don't get to marinate and like, what's going on here? If you didn't catch it, you didn't catch it. That's why I'm here to let you know. Sami Zayn was in position to do that to Kevin Owens, but he decided to remove himself from that. And I feel like it's because he's watching Kevin Owens do this. He's putting himself through all this shit. And he's like, man, I can't bring myself to do it again. And he just removed himself. So damn good. It makes sense to me. It's so damn good. I'm all about the details, Jim, and that's the spot on. Okay, yeah, he did win, and I think 5 minutes before the match was over, my girl was like, "Is Kevin gonna win?" I was like, "I don't see how he can. He's outnumbered. It's 4 against 1." But when Sami removes himself, it kind of helps that, and then he wins. Yes, a nerve was struck. And I think the most interesting part of their opening promo was when they said, or not their promo from earlier in the show, is that Jay made a point to say, there's no cracks in the foundation anymore. And usually when people get comfortable, that's when the cracks start to really show in the foundation. I don't know when we're going to kickstart this whole shit. I don't know, but it is literally right around the corner at this point. If it's not, I'd be shocked. Triple H has been pretty good about that lately, but for this, I would literally be shocked if it right around the corner, we don't start to see the pieces start to just fall, starting with Sami. So again, I'm not sure how Solo's the wild card here because I'm not sure how he plays into this. I just don't. Is he going? Because I could spit 5 theories out right now that involve this storyline, and they all, in my opinion, they're really good. But I don't know. I love it. I love it. That's a big chef's kiss. It's really good. So with that, I think most of tonight's show you need to watch. It was that good to me. It really was that good. And as David pointed out, this is the best show we've gotten since the first 3. I agree with it 100%. Not to say there's been bad shows. I think they've been really good. I think this one just trumps them. It's just that good. KO putting up a story for his best friend. I'm done. I'm overjoyed. Someone called Jerry's bringing the John was getting real. We're going to call Maury. That's what we're going to call here. Started this whole Solo. You did. I've been noticing Solo just doing this. I just didn't. You helped me connect dots for sure. You planted the main seed, and then tight. It was the Trinity here because you gave the picture, Tidy gave the details, and then I was like, oh shit, okay. You had the idea. Yes, I'll give you the credit for 100%. I don't know. I don't even want to theorize because again, I don't know. There's so many things that could happen, and then on top of the things I got, they obviously got ideas, and it's just gonna be really good. It's just gonna be really good because it's been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal since Sami Zayn entered the Bloodline. The Bloodline storyline I enjoyed before Sami. Sami just took it to just the stratosphere. There's a whole other level. I don't think Solo really likes anyone that's part of the Bloodline. I'll just go ahead and put this tidbit of a theory in there. I think Solo Sikoa will be the reason it crumbles. I had this theory before last night. I didn't think it was going to be because of him being the one to dethrone Roman, because that's just, whoa, that'd be, ooh, I'm not going to get myself into that again because that really did blow my mind. It was awesome. But I did think he was going to cause the initial crumbles to happen. Whether it be he turns on Roman and helps Sammy win the title, I don't know. Whether he's there because, you know, the ancestors did send him, but it was to put Roman in check, and then that's how we get the Rock. I don't know, but Solo's definitely playing a part here. I am very interested to see where it is. You called it on SummerSlam War Games. I spotted certain things that Dave said it was Solo. Now we're all like, yeah, it's so fucking good. Exactly. No, we are not. Definitely not. Get on out my chat, my son. That's what I say to that. Matt Nick and get the hell out of here. I'd rather be Evil Uno, John Silver, and -1 than that crap right there. Straight up. We're best friends, and I'm Danhausen. There we go. So with that said, thank you for joining the show. That's it. I'm very excited, and I'm gonna end it on that note because the bloodline shit is so good. But again, that's the show. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. Week in, week out, you guys are here, support me, and I can't say thank you enough. So thank you all for that, and I will see you all next week. The next time you probably see me is Positively Awesome Wrestling Podcast with Tidy on Sunday. Still don't have a topic, but we will get there. We always do. So tune in for that. And there we go. Elite show tonight. No, it is a get the elite shit out of there. I ain't listening to the elite stuff. Good show, Jimmy. Thank you very much. And good show for Raw. Like, again, I can't repeat it enough. Good show for Raw. But I'm spiraling again. So thank you all, and I will see you on Sunday with Tidy for the Positively Awesome Wrestling Podcast on Drip King of Wrestling. Thank you very much. See you then. Goodbye.